Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized a team to comfort and provide financial assistance to the fire-affected vendors. Other recycling volunteers from various areas in Taoyuan have been dedicated to recycling work for decades now. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. A popular eatery area in Malaysia went up in flames last month, burning down 15 different vendor booths. Tzu Chi volunteers were quick at the scene to both comfort and prepare to distribute financial assistance to the affected vendors. A fire broke out in the early hours at the restaurant Limbok Seremban. A total of 15 booths were destroyed. When Tzu Chi volunteers got the news, they immediately mobilized a team to assess the situation.
Working in the food business is quite hard. Now there's a fire that destroyed everything, forcing them to shut down. So at this time, we're a charity organization, so it's our duty to go in and find out what their immediate needs are, to see within our powers what exactly can we help them with.
The volunteers gathered up all the affected vendors and registered all of them. A list was started in preparation for the next day financial assistance distribution. Through the media, they got to know that Tzu Chi volunteers help everyone, regardless of race differences.
Financial assistance is very helpful. I don't yet know the exact amount, but it will definitely help me restart my booth again.
I was very scared when the fire happened. I don't really know how to describe it. I was very depressed. I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. I will help too. If anyone needs help, I will definitely help them as well.
It's my first time meeting you guys. I am very grateful. Thank you very much. You guys are kind people. We're not able to conduct business right now. We have to suspend activities for 3 months. The coin bank that you gave us, I'll definitely return it back to you guys, with it filled with all of my love.
The financial assistance isn't a huge sum, but it's very helpful at this time. Even though it's a small amount, it goes a long way. In addition, we are very happy that there are people who care about us.
The financial help is filled with people's love. It's with great hope that the affected vendors can quickly return back to their everyday lives. The U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers continue their Hope Heals initiative for the campfire-affected residents. It's true that in the darkest moments, humanity tends to come together and shine brighter than ever. Many of the cash card recipients told their stories and vowed to continue the cycle of great love.
It's been really tough, but I'll get through it strong. The entry hall and the dining room. This was the kitchen here.
86-year-old Grandma Sandra lived alone. She's deeply saddened by the sight of what used to be her beautiful home. It's all just a memory now.
When I got down to Chico, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Whoa. And it was totally black. It was like night. The sky was full of just horrible black smoke. So I went looking for housing. Well, there is no housing.
She was lucky to have escaped the fire. This gave her a bit of comfort. With Tzu Chi volunteers' accompaniment, each teardrop is filled with gratitude. The cash card is there to get her through this tough time.
I didn't realize that the world was so kind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think it isn't.
Tzu Chi is your big family. Don't worry.
At the cash card distribution site in Chico, Tzu Chi volunteers met the Fillmore couple. They filled out a wish card.
We wish we find a home and find happiness in it. We wish Terry and his family find a home and happiness.
Carefully hanging the wish card onto the tree, filled with hope. When reading a condolence letter from Dharma Master Chen Yen, the couple couldn't stop the tears.
We lost everything. We want to thank this organization. They held our hand. They gave us a cash card that bought us some warm clothes and some food and some just everyday items we need. They made, just like their can says, they made a huge difference to us, and we can't ever thank them enough. We'll come back again. Thank you so much. You guys do make a huge difference.
At At the UN Climate Change Conference in Poland, Tzu Chi volunteers shared the foundation's recycling efforts. The United Cities and local government's Africa chapter were greatly impressed by the combination of charity and technology.
Upon learning about Tzu Chi's recycling mission, United Cities and local government's Africa chapter invited volunteers to their exhibition booth to share their experiences.
We focus on recycling and education. Basically, the aim is to involve the people themselves to do something.
Plastic in our cities is very dangerous. The spread of plastics in our cities. And the model that the foundation has developed is very interesting since it makes voluntary people and the capacity to manufacture. So we think this is also a contribution to lower the greenhouse emission.
Volunteers not only shared techniques about recycling and reusing products, but most importantly, the concept of extending the value of resources.
When we were interacting with representatives internationally, they talk about how they've been collecting PET bottles in their countries. However, they're able to recycle them, but they have no technique to reuse them. They hope to visit Taiwan and learn from Tzu Chi, as well as visit DaAi Technology.
Representatives from all over the world were all impressed by the combination of charity and technology. They hope that in the near future they can learn from Tzu Chi and develop future collaborations in environmental protection.
We often are quick in throwing away our PET bottles, but do you know it can actually be turned into other useful products? At the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, Tzu Chi volunteers presented the concept of both recycling, reusing, and transforming various recyclable items.
After recycling the PET bottles, the labels will first be removed, then cut into small pieces and dissolved into new forms. Throughout the process, it can be drawn into yarn. As it's thinner than hair, the material can be woven into blankets and clothes, even shoes and suitcases.
I think it's great that you can reuse the products after recycling. We all need to learn from Tzu Chi to not carelessly throw away the recyclables.
At the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, the volunteers demonstrated the process of recycling, reusing, and transforming PET bottles.
This is an incredible concept, how a simple plastic water bottle can be made into a whole other different product. The public was amazed by the fact that PET bottles can actually be turned into blankets.
Converting the bottles into useful polyester is another way to minimize waste. This will bring us one step closer to achieve environmental sustainability.
In Taoyuan, there are many recycling volunteers who have been dedicated to recycling for 20 to 30 years already. Among them, many are already 80 to 90 years old. Despite their old age, they work tirelessly to protect the environment, hoping to lessen the burdens of Dharma Master Chen Yan. To do recycling, I need to pull this cart. I've done a lot of work using this recycling cart. I seldom take breaks. When I go out, it is being used. All right, I need to go now.
I've watched them for more than 10 years already. They only take a few days off around New Year's. Their work is great. It's good. We should praise them.
Since it is urgent to protect the environment, the recycling volunteers know that they need to gather more people's strength in working together.
It takes about 15 minutes. I walk quite fast. Coming out to do recycling, I can hang out with people, bathe in the sunlight, and chat with friends. I become very close to Ms. Huang. A while ago, she fell and injured her foot. Therefore, her health conditions have deteriorated a bit. She's only 2 years older than me.
Huang Xianghua, who's used to collecting recyclables along the road, is already 90 years old. Despite her old age and an accident fall back in July, she's back to doing recycling and visiting these old friends.
No, I do not feel tired doing recycling. I am happy to see so many people here.
Just do recycling. Haven't you heard that the more we do, the healthier we become?
Now that the weather is good, you need to come out more. Do you still take a walk every day?
These elderly volunteers care for each other and work together to protect the environment.
Thank you. If I do not pick it up now, it will be taken by someone else.
The 3-kilometer road is not too long. However, it is not easy to continue this walk every day without taking breaks for 20-some years. Chen is not the only one who has achieved this. Recycling volunteers in Yangmei and Puxing have dedicated themselves to protecting the planet Earth regardless of their ages.
When I sell the recyclables and make some money, I would think, great, this way the master can help more people. If I only collected a few recyclables, I would think that there's less donation to be had.
The large pile of donation receipts and the certificates of appreciation testify to her hard work.
In order to collect recyclables, I'm willing to go the distance. I will go there as long as it is within walking distance. Doesn't matter rain or shine. I work hard, day and night, so that I can help the master save the earth.
She walks back and forth on this road to collect recyclables, even though many times she's soaking sweat. She has vowed to do recycling because of some misfortune in the past.
My husband had passed away. 7 years later, my oldest daughter also passed away. She choked while eating some late-night snacks and stopped breathing. So I say that I have nowhere to vent my pain and frustration. I cannot tell anyone about my pain. They just all left all of a sudden.
Chen works hard doing recycling. She thought she could feel a peace of mind from then on. However, impermanence struck again.
My third son passed away 4 or 5 years ago. He had a car accident. I thought that after these misfortunes fell upon me, I should quickly do recycling so I can feel more open-minded. As I go out pushing my recycling cart, I still think about these things. I would think, why would this happen to me? Why would I lose 2 children? Then I heard the master say that lives are like kites. When it is time to let go, just let it fly away. Do not tie it and hold it back. If I did not join Tzu Chi and hear these teachings of the master, I would not know what would have happened to me.
While giving of themselves without asking for anything in return, these volunteers do have a small wish.
When I got the refuge-taking certificate that year, 4 of us in Puxing received them, including me, Gui Zhao, Sanhua, and someone else. Here is my certificate. I am so happy. Needless to say, I've been looking forward to this moment. Yes, I'm officially one of Master Zheng Yan's disciples. I am grateful to the Master for fulfilling my wish. The Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital is undertaking the new southbound policy from the Ministry of Health and Welfare. They have partnered up with some Philippines hospitals, with the first group of Filipino doctors arriving in Hualien for their week-long internship program.
The Philippine doctors happily take pictures as they arrive at the Taoyuan International Airport. Their next stop is Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
The opportunity they gave us to be able to broaden our knowledge in the fields of traditional Chinese medicine, bone marrow transplant, and orthopedic surgery. This learning experience will go a long way in when we come back to the Philippines and share this knowledge.
After a week of internship, all the doctors have witnessed Taiwan's medical techniques. Moreover, they're impressed with the concept of humanistic medical care.
Span of 5 days, I've learned a lot about your country, how beautiful it is, and how much you treat people with respect, kindness, and not just healing them, not just healing the person, but having a holistic approach in dealing with patients.
At the end of the internship, everyone gathered at the Ministry of Health and Welfare to share their experiences. When returning home, they hope to pass down what they learned.
In order to promote correct medical concepts to school-age children and their parents, Tzu Chi has put out a series of children's books on medical science. That's been paired with a stage drama performance, which will be touring Taiwan. Today, we will make a stop at Hsinchu.
森林里有一个细菌家族，其中有2个巨魔特别喜欢去逗弄村中的小孩，他们就是飞眼链球菌和吸血杆菌。巨魔见到白鹰，顿时觉得天旋地转，赞也赞。
This children's play instructs about 2 natural enemies, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus.
Through this drama, children can better understand this topic. That's why we performed it. Today we are at Hsinchu Science Park for our 8th performance.
I will recall my past experience with children's illness. It helps me to gain some knowledge. This is why I decided to buy a set of books.
The purpose of this set of books is mainly so that the children can read this and gain practical medical knowledge that they can apply to their daily life. This can help them implement correct concepts of health and hygiene.
A picture book helps parent and child to learn correct concepts about health care. A Taichung Tzu Chi hospital doctor also hosted a question and answer session.
For children with allergies, they say that there's a test for them to see what they can and cannot eat. Or we go to do a very sophisticated self-funded test. Do we really need to cut out these foods?
If they are allergic to this thing, in fact, we can give them small amounts, and gradually, if they eat more and more, they will adapt to it.
This health education can begin in a lighthearted way and progress to more detailed analysis about health.
In the aftermath of the 2008 Sichuan earthquake and the 2013 Ya'an earthquake, Tzu Chi has helped build a total of 16 schools in the area. Recently, these schools formed an association to exchange their experiences.
学校由台湾慈济全额援建，重建于2010年，现有14个教学班。
10 years after the Sichuan earthquake, the 16 schools that Tzu Chi helped build have established an association for Tzu Chi schools in Sichuan.
我希望大家利用这个。
I hope everyone will seize the opportunity to share their work experiences, aspiration for education, and gratitude.
我们眼见了10多所学校啊。
We have helped build more than 10 schools. I hope everyone can exchange experiences and encourage each other every year. I also hope everyone can complement each other so that every school can keep improving and growing.
Everyone can afford to study at Tzu Chi schools. The schools also focus on shaping students' moral character.
10年来，我们牢记慈济的大恩。
For the past 10 years, we've remembered how Tzu Chi helped us. We work hard to develop the school. We've grown from a sapling to a tall and big tree. We hope to seize this opportunity to continue developing the school so it will become even better.
These children who have been nurtured with great love will also remember the lessons they learned from the earthquakes.
In recent years, many young people have been returning to the Hualien area to take over their parents' farms. This is due to the difficulties of finding good employment elsewhere. It's a refreshing sight to see these young generation farmers because they're generally being more environmentally conscious, such as giving organic farming a go.
And I think we have a responsibility to this land. The average age of farmers is 65 years old, and there may be no one left to do this work. If this situation continues to deteriorate, who will be left to plant vegetables? How will we retain the life of rural villages?
Wu Hanyo, 43, is a doctor of sociology at Donghai University. After working as a white-collar worker for several years, he began farming a year ago and learned everything about agriculture from scratch.
One of the biggest difficulties is associated with producing rice. For example, I have 2 masters who share this experience with me.
On the day of this interview, one of the advisors at Hualien mentioned visited the field and pointed out some of his problems.
你觉得怎么样？还好吗？
觉得好像没有一期的那个。
没有上一期的好，对不对？
嘿。
哦，为什么没有上一期的？
Controlling water levels can affect the growth of rice, and it's possible to observe subtle changes. At the moment, this is what Mr. Wu is working hard to improve. Weeds and grass is what many farmers fear, but in the eyes of this young farmer, Li Xinjie, it can be a blessing.
It can also be used as fertilizer. When it is close to flowering, it is the most nutrients that can be returned back to the land.
Li Xinjie, 41, has a master's degree in innovative design, though she returned to Hualien 5 years ago for her children. This year, she wants to grow organic vegetables that her children can eat.
When you have children, you will pay attention to what they eat, and I actually had this opportunity, so I said, why don't I give it a try?
With the spirit of innovation, Li Xinjie tried to grow many crops, with many of them failing. Much like her predecessors, the harvest proved to be a valuable experience for her.
When I was planting the first half of the year, some farmers saw me doing it and were shocked and gave me some technical guidance.
Inheriting technical skill is the key to sustainable agriculture. Studying at a professional farm is also a way for young farmers to learn and change careers.
Being a farmer isn't that simple. There are too many things to observe, like water, soil, climate, and fertilizer, along with management.
Maya Wuxing is 36 years old and retired from military service. Due to his climate change concerns, his first thought when it came to changing careers was to become a farmer.
If you're an organic farmer, you must really love the land. If you're a traditional farmer, you can spray some pesticides. When you eat vegetables grown with pesticides and those done organically, there's really a big difference.
Young generations embrace the ideals of agriculture that is closer to the earth, but they don't have the technology or experience in planting. There is also another source of pressure as well.
The income is not as stable as it used to be. I think that this is the biggest difference.
The salary of a farmer is quite unstable.
I have encountered a lot of setbacks, and I still continue to persist. I work until I'm successful, and then I can relax.
一年年呢 U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers have been conducting the Happy Campus project at the Nora Elementary School for 7 years already. The annual Year of the Year Bazaar are always designed to meet the needs of the students. This year, many graduating students took on the role of being station leaders. Let's check out these students' amazing efforts. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.